such an asshole.
So Shark Taw's, which by the way, subscribe to his channel. I forgot to link to it. I'll do that below. Which he has a unique channel where he talks about sharks to chill lounge music. And what are you up to, Shark? Like 8,000? You're not necessarily some small little rink-a-dink channel. He's got something going on. So Shark Taw's writes unto me, greetings, Cappy. I'll keep this short. I would like you to pay you to watch that show Primal I told you about. The one by the same guy who I looked him up. He's Gennady Tartakovsky. And he's done a lot. I looked into him. And Samurai Jack is awesome. But after watching Primal, the man has talent. He actually cares about making a good product. Unlike everybody under 40, apparently. Sorry, it just is true. Not really. I don't care. Truth is truth. If it's just, oh my God, this group of people don't have this trait. You mean like old and not up their own asses? Yes. But not so old to be boomers to have their, right, exactly. There's like this sweet spot. And Gennady is one of those guys. For me personally, it was nothing short of an honor to watch that show, but would like your thoughts. Yeah, there's, well, I'll tell you now, it was an amazing show. I could see, I would put it on par with playing Ghost of Tsushima, to which me was an honor to play. However, it wasn't 100% my thing. Everything about if I had to judge it in terms of an impartial judge, not considering my own personal taste and preferences, this would get like a 9 point. There's some minor things wrong with it. Very minor. But like a 9.9 out of 10. But me personally, I'd say I'd only give it a 9. But that's factoring in my taste, which not everybody shares. But this is I would say excellent. I don't know if I go phenomenal. It's pushing it. I could see where it was an honor, different people who have different tastes than me. I could see a lot of people saying this was it was spectacular. Let's put it that way. I'll give it that much. And then phenomenal would be up to your own personal taste and preferences. But I'd like to hear your thoughts. It's available on Amazon Prime, YouTube Premium, HBO Max, and Apple TV, if I'm not mistaken. I just bought them. I just bought the DVDs. I have a link to the DVD down below through my Amazon affiliate link if you guys want to buy them, because they're all going to take it away. They're all going to say it's too expensive to maintain these servers. Guys, just buy the fucking DVD. Not necessarily of Primal. Of anything you want, just buy the movie, because they're going to take it away. Oops. Our DEI hire deleted the whole fucking server. Oh no, it's all gone. You can also watch it on the Adult Swim website if you sign in with your internet provider, which I have linked below. Let me know the price. Thanks for your time and happy holidays. So then I said, how many episodes in time am I looking at? The whole season, or the whole thing, just a couple episodes? Need to know how much time I'm going to do for a price quote. He says, I would recommend all of it. Let's just say the first 2 seasons, of which there are only 2 seasons. It's a full, complete, 2 and done. The story is concluded. And so I've watched the whole thing. It's 400 minutes. I'm like, Shark, man, I don't have time. And he's a friend of the show, right? All right. 400 minutes, we divide by 60. That's 6.5 hours, $100 an hour. Look at 700 plus the review. We're pushing 8. And I said, look, I can't not charge. It's Christmas and all that. I said, I'll do it for 500. Thinking he'd go away. I even said, hey, I understand this is out of your budget. And then he paid. I'm like, dang it. Curse you, Space Dandy. No, anyone with Space Dandy? Anyone watch Space Dandy? Curse you, Shark Taws. So he paid. And thank you very much, Shark Taz, because you didn't have me watch Scrooged or some other horseshit movie that was a pain in the ass. This was enjoyable. Still took my time, but it was enjoyable. And I had a bunch of cheat days and sit around, be a fat pig, Pat, from the 22nd to today. I just finished it up this morning. So I was able to kind of enjoy it. Money paid, boo boo boo, doo boo doo, boo boo doo. So we got here. So now let me go to my notey notes. All right. So what it's about is it's about a caveman at first. And he is you think it's caveman days because there's a caveman. And the first episode, he's going back home and he hears some screaming after he's doing some fishing. And he sees his family get eaten by dinosaurs. It's right off the bat gruesome. This is not a kid's show. This is an adult cartoon. It's not for children. And you're like, okay, it's going to be one of those type of, this is no joke. It's serious. And what he ends up doing is he's trying to find point and purpose in life. And he is meandering through the jungles in the Stone Age. And he comes across a Tyrannosaurus type of dinosaur. It's a smaller one, so maybe an Allosaurus to show you how nerdy I am. But he finds one and he just has vengeance. So he's going to go and attack him. But as he's about to attack this Allosaur, the Allosaur has little babies. I didn't pick up on that. I saw the babies, but I didn't pick up on a not really a plot twist, but something like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. So it's protecting its eggs. And then these bigger, red, meaner Tyrannosaurus comes in and they try to attack the blue dinosaur that the caveman was going to attack. But the caveman, having seen his family get eaten by the dinosaurs, sees these dinosaurs eat this guy's babies. So, and then he goes into berserk mode. The caveman and the blue dinosaur defeat the red dinosaurs, but not without the loss of the dinosaurs' children. And so a friendship forms. There's a couple episodes where the guy established dominance. Each individual episode is good. It's a thoughtful plot. It's new. How do you train a dinosaur? Communications, things like that. It's really good. It's original. Oh, and then a girl boss comes in, a roundhouse kicks. I'm kidding. Though there is one later on, but there's reasons. So these two pair up, they team up, and they just kind of go through different adventures in life. And season 1 is basically just these two guys knocking about, dinosaur and caveman, fighting different types of enemies. And there's some cool, one of the great things, there's many great things about the show, but one thing I really like was the character development and the enemy development. You got more, the caveman is a caveman. He's a Neanderthal, but he's pretty close to human. But then there's varying levels of apes, some of which are very ape-like, some of which are in between human ape. And then there are also humans in this show. But there's giant bats and there's dinosaurs and just a whole bunch of creatures. Some creatures are sentient and they have religion. Some are just animals. And these guys go through and they try to survive. They're always hungry. And that's kind of first episode. And so there's just a lot of adventures, a lot of weird creatures that they got to fight. And one thing I know, probably I'm the only one that observed this, but I was like, man, this is so different. He does a real good job of, it was kill or be killed. The third episode, they got to kill an innocent mammoth, but they got to eat. They got to survive. There's remorse. And I'll tell you this now, before get too far into this, there's no words. It's all action because the caveman doesn't talk. He just grunts occasionally. Now, down the road, there are other human beings, and there is words, and there is language, but it's not languages I understand. But brilliantly done. No English words, not a single English word spoken, but you knew everything that Kennedy was trying to convey. Um, so they go through these adventures. They team up. They kill a bunch of things. And what I really appreciate is how like, wow, this is it would be like that. They can't sleep unless they got a fire. They got to find it. They're excited when they find a cave. Like, oh boy, a cave. This is really safe. They get injured. They got to heal back up. It's really cool. Then it gets a little different in season 2. Season 2, they run into a woman. Not a cave woman, kind of a Abyssinian, Ethiopian, Nubian woman. And right off the bat, you're like, "Hey, something's off here." This is one of my few critiques of the film. She's obviously a former slave that escaped. She has chain gauntlets around her wrists. She has a wooden neck brace to keep her as a slave. And I'm looking at her like, well, she's not Cro-Magnon. She's not a Neanderthal. She's human, modern day human. And now they have smelting. And the one criticism I have is that the timelines do not match up. I'm not a anthropologist or a paleontologist, though I do hunt fossils. But I do know humans and dinosaurs did not exist next to each other. Dinosaurs came before humans, then they went extinct, and then humans came later. Now, okay, you need dinosaurs and humans. Do you remember, was it Primal Rage? Where it's the humans and the dinosaurs all fought each other, the ancient, and there are humans running around. It's kind of like that. Like, all right, I want to see a caveman ride a dinosaur. We'll let it go. And Samurai Jack wasn't exactly historically 100% accurate either. Saw's going to let it go, especially given how Kennedy overlapped different epics and times throughout human evolution, Earth evolution, and history. So they find a woman. She's got chains. They got smelting down. What, Bronze Age? Iron Age? I guess it was iron because it was gray. And the slaves recapture. I'm not giving a lot too much away. And in the second season, what ends up happening is the caveman and the dinosaur who befriend this woman, she is recaptured by some not Cro-Magnon looking men. She is recaptured by Viking slave traders. You're like, wait a minute, Vikings and cavemen and dinosaurs? Like, yeah, I know. It's going somewhere. And they don't say 100 AD or 50,000 BC. They don't do that. It's just, look, the guys need to ride the dinosaurs. So now you got dinosaurs living in the same epic as Vikings. There's cavemen fighting Vikings. I'm like, okay, all right. Riding dinosaurs, okay, all right. So the second season, the gal gets re-kidnapped by the slave traders who happen to be Vikings. The dinosaur and the caveman create their own boat because they saw a boat and like, well, we can make that. And they go and they conveniently land where the Vikings took the slaves. There are good Vikings and there are bad Vikings. There also happens to be dinosaurs on this new land they sailed to, one of which the dinosaur hooks up with. And that was kind of an interesting episode. And there was a slight criticism, like, well, they're dinosaurs. They're not that smart. How are they having a date? Basically, the dinosaurs have a date. They fall in love. Not like, oh, hi. They don't talk. But I was like, are they really? Are they? All right, fine. I will let go. So the caveman finds not only the slave gal, but all the other slaves captured by the Vikings. And they liberate them and there's a big epic battle fighting with the Vikings. The dinosaur and the caveman lay waste to the bad Viking village, just kill everyone, including the children and the wives of the main Viking guy. So you see a trend, right? He lost his family to the dinosaurs. The dinosaur lost his family to the other dinosaurs. And now the Viking guy lost his family to the caveman and the dinosaur liberating the slaves from this village. The Viking dad and his son, who's an older son, he's an adult, they go on a vengeance thing to hunt down the caveman and the dinosaur and the slave, the caveman, the dinosaur, and the girl slave. How did it happen? That's right. They know how to make boats. They get into a fight. I'm not going to tell you how it ends. They all end up finding each other. There's a big fight that ensues. I'll let you figure out how that ends later. But the caveman, the dinosaur, and the slave manage to escape. They sail out into the ocean and the sea. They think they're going to go back to where the caveman was and the dinosaur came. They're going to go back home, and they are pirated by Egyptians. Like, oh, there's Egyptians now. I don't think they crossed. Well, there's the Egyptians now too, but I mean the old pharaoh, historical ancient Egyptians. So the timelines are all over the place. Oh, I skipped a very important point. While after they slaughter the bad Vikings, fight the final Viking, and set sail to go back to home, the dinosaur, who I thought was a guy until this time, starts laying eggs because it's been a girl dinosaur. And the dinosaur it dated, which I thought was a girl, was a guy. He impregnated her. And now the dinosaur has eggs. And there's a little bit of logistics of getting the eggs on the boat and a dinosaur on the boat so they could sail back home. They managed to get the dinosaur eggs on the boat with the dinosaur and the slave and the caveman. They're going to go back. Then they're captured by Egyptian sailors. Big, that's where you would see the Samurai Jack influence. Just a big, gigantic ship. It's oared by a bunch of slaves. There's a big monster guy fighter that the caveman really can't beat. They come to a draw, and they capture, through a lot of fighting, the Egyptians inevitably capture and enslave the caveman, the dinosaur, and the slave from beforehand. And off the big Egyptian ship, after they've tied down and chained up the caveman, the dinosaur, and the previous slave, out comes the queen, Nefertiti or whatever it is. She's the queen of the Egyptians. And she has in her hands the eggs of the dinosaur. Also, she has a little blackish boy, little child, because the big brute that the caveman could only run a draw on, tall Egyptian, probably Sudanese, Abyssinian, big guy, that's his son. What the Egyptian queen does is she captures and holds hostage children of big, monstrous fighters to make them be her gladiators and her assassins and fight in these wars. And then what proceeds after that is they go and they invade and fight all these different cultures. They go after the Hittites. So there's the Hittites with their funny hats. They go after Abyssinian or Nubian, I believe. It was Egyptian, south of Egypt, Ethiopian type. They went after, I want to say they were the Assyrians. And they're just going after different ancient. None of this is historically accurate. Like the Egyptians weren't bringing war all over the place. I think they did outlast the Hittites. But they're going after all these old, ancient civilizations to global domination, or at least Mediterranean domination. And they're using the dinosaur, the caveman, and the big brutish guy as warrior slaves or slave warriors. to fight. Now how do I want to? So that goes on for a while. They're attacking different civilizations. Inevitably, they do want to get free, and I won't mention how they get free, but they do. You'll have to watch it. But unbeknownst to them, while they're being slave mercenaries, essentially, back in the Viking epic, Viking island, the Viking continent, the dad is mortally wounded. The Viking girls, angels, come down. He thinks he's going to Valhalla. He goes to hell. And there is a Viking god, kind of like the devil, and he makes a deal with them. There's no words. He makes a deal. Like, do you want to avenge your family and your son? And so he turns him into a demon. And the former Viking king is turned into a demon. He goes back to Earth. And then there's a final battle that takes place where the original slave girl was. They escape from the Egyptians. They get another boat. They get back to where she is. That's her family, where her culture and family is from. But here comes the Viking demon now. I don't know. He knows where they are. He can find them. He can sense them. And then the final battle begins between the caveman and the dinosaur and this Viking guy. If you don't want this ruined, skip ahead, say 5 minutes. All right. I'll let you skip ahead 5 minutes. I'll get it done by that time. All right. Now I'm going to spoil it for you. So in the final battle, the demon guy, Viking king, he's all flames. He's on fire. He's like flame demon. And the caveman doesn't defeat the demon. He gets him down, and the demon fails in killing the caveman, and the underlord demon or Viking devil, obviously has been proven to the Viking king that the Viking king, even in this new demon form, can't defeat the caveman. And so the devil grabs him and drags him back underneath into hell. And that's it. The problem is the caveman is all burned up. He's got burns and skin and everything else. And he's probably not going to make it. And everyone's trying to patch him back up at the village. Well, the female slave, now liberated, she looks at, he's in a room where he's made his caveman drawings beforehand. She looks and she realizes all this guy wanted was a family. He lost his family, and he was just drawn mammoth than his old family from before. Kind of like Manny, Ice Age. And continuing on with the theme of family, she gives him kind of one last wish, has sex with him while he's just dying there, gets impregnated, and down the road, you see a little girl riding a dinosaur like her old man, and continues on the family legacy. And I'm like, I wasn't expecting that ending. By the way, you don't see none of the sex, it's just implied. I was like, that was very thoughtful. That was very well done. And the whole thing was like Vin Diesel is for family. We'll do it for family. Family. And it was. It was about family. It was about losing your family and building your family back up. Whether it was the black fighter African guy who got his son back, whether it was the dinosaur who got to have kids again. Oh, by the way, the dinosaur was a girl this entire time. The Viking dad who lost his entire family and son. It was about like, what are we fighting for? What we were just trying to survive and get by and eat. And maybe you can have, the family is the icing on the cake. If you could survive, that's great. But if you could have family on top of it, that's pretty important so that your legacy could continue on. And yeah, it was really good. It was really good. So that's kind of the overall plot. I don't think they're going to come out with a third. I think Gennady, he's Russian. He doesn't. Oh, now we're gonna have a sequel, a prequel, a dequel, and a sequel. Like I said, no one under 40 worked on this. So with that general plot out of the way, just some points about it that I liked. I love the family plot. I like the fact that it was brutal. I do appreciate how different ancient civilizations. Hey, look, okay, we got dinosaurs and humans. Why not have different civilizations brought into it? Even though that never happened on planet Earth. The fight scenes were really good. There are a couple I'm like, all right, that's hard to believe, but all right. But the fight scenes were very clever, very well done. Character and villain and monster development was great. There were charming bits of humor, especially between the dinosaur and the caveman, where they're trying to figure out who is going to be the dominant one. And they, uh, and then when they find the female slave, the dinosaur doesn't trust her. Like, "Ugh," and then the caveman has to like shut the dinosaur up and pushes its gnarling teeth back. Like, stop baring your teeth, because they don't say nothing. The animation itself was a work of art. That is a very good animation style. Whoever drew it, it was different. It was fresh. It was colorful. It was very well done. It wasn't Cal Arts. Cal Arts, by the way, Cal Arts, did we tell you how much? Yeah, it's Adventure Time. Oh, look, shit that I can draw. It was not done by Cal Arts. It was actually done by people who were talented and had a work ethic. By the way, did I mention that Cal Arts suck? Graduates, people, teachers, the institution, you suck. You make shit. Cal Arts. What's next? Stick figures? Oh, you see, it's really avant-garde. You understand? It's really. Cal Arts sucks. The pace was really good. There's a couple slow, but you're not. I don't know what they teach people today in film school. Oh, probably nothing. Hey, white people and Republicans. There, now your show's gonna be great. But man, pacing is important to me. I like used to a certain. We're going at this speed. This is the speed of the movie. All right, an hour for every minute. And man, you get to some movies now. Like, wait, it was a slow burn, and now it's fat. What happened? Just a little bit of slow things, but there was a reason for it. And yeah, I really like the fact there was no talking. It I don't think he was like trying necessarily to handicap himself, but it is a little bit of a handicap where you can't talk. Uh, but it just added. Here's what Primal is. It's unique. There's nothing done like it before. It's very unique, and it's high quality. And now there's an overarching plot. Yeah, sure. But there were also vignettes within these two series or the two seasons. Oh, this is a standalone episode. This is a standalone episode. That's very interesting. You could tell they're like, we have to put more into this than white men suck, hate Republicans. Oh, girl boss. Girl, minority girl boss. And they didn't have wheelchairs in any of the timelines. So I'm sorry, you couldn't have a minority girl boss in a wheelchair. They actually came up with new and unique ideas. Then you throw in the quality animation. You throw in the quality direction, because you got to direct. You got to convey information without words. They do a great job of it. The character design, the monster design, and the overall plot, brilliant, brilliant. I would say it's a must. I would say it's a must. It's not my favorite, but damn, is it good? It's really good, and I could guarantee your time will not be wasted watching it. It won't. So I want to thank Shark Toys for paying for me to do that. I got to do Venture Brothers. Somebody paid me to do Venture Brothers. I'm like, I got to freshen up my memory on it. But yeah, and just so you guys know, oh, Cappy, can review this? Yes, Before you ask, here's what I want you to do. How many minutes is it? How many hours? All right, it's $100 an hour plus 50 for me to do the review. Some of you have paid. We had a nice couple that paid me to watch these really weird videos, movies, because I look like the actor, I guess. They also happen to like them. The actor and the movie. I mean, they like the movie. But yeah, you're like, oh, how hard is it to review? It's not hard to review movies. It's the time. It's like 5-6 hours that I'm not doing other things. And if it wasn't Christmas time, I wouldn't be able to have done it. All right. Do we have any super chats? Let's go to super chats this fine Christmas day. Hat and Clogs. Happy Hanukkah, Cappy. Thanks, Hat. Hope you're doing well in Arizona. Dre, $2. Is it better than Cowboy Bebop or Samurai Jack? No. Well, Cowboy Bebop to me, see, it is on par in terms of quality, right? I just happen to like the concept of jazz bounty hunters who are rejects by society and find family therein. Cowboy Bebop spoke to me more. Primal would probably, if you're a dad, you would probably choose this over Cowboy Bebop. But in terms of quality, I would put them on par with each other. At that point, it's just merely what's your preference in other words, you got a gorgeous blonde, but you got a thing for redheads. What can I can't help it. Well, that blonde is just as attractive as the red. Yes, to you, she might be. But that one has red hair. Oh, shit. No. Elon, how about this? The next time you're going to donate $500, just email me at Asshole Consulting. I will do a very specific, because if I pay out 30%, $150 goes to YouTube for this. $500, send me your super chat over email, Elon. I will read it and we will do it. And Merry Christmas, Cappy. I would like to apply for the position of Vlad Elkins' Dre job is apparently DEI protected. Elon, you can't replace the weird. Okay, here's what imagine this is what it's like. Oh God, Elon, are you? I gotta imagine you're old enough. You got the money for this. You're not a kid. Do you remember the Justice League, the 70s, 80s cartoon, the Hall of Justice, right? Everyone is a weird superhero in our world, right? There's Chad Elkins. Why I want to replace Chad Elkins? You can't replace Chad Elkins because he's Chad Elkins, right? You can't replace Green Lantern because he's Green Lantern. You can't replace that's Superman. It's not a position, it's a person. See, you unto yourself are the filthy jockstrap of Elon Musk. All right. Now, you might, in other words, you are your own character. You're already ensconced in whatever, Cappy Cannon, because you're the only guy who donates $500 super chats. But yeah, Dre's job is DEI protect. Well, no, he's the best Dre. I didn't hire Dre because he was a black guy. He is the best character. He's the best Dre. He just happens to be black and have the magically long black penis. I'm organizing an unauthorized the Great One meetup in the top floor of Nakatomi Plaza, and all attendees must pay by bearer bonds. I send money here to inspire others. So can I get like $3.50 back for rent? I'll send you an email later. Yeah, I'll send you back $3.50. Really though, don't waste the the $150. If you're gonna send me large donations, email me. And then because you could save, you could give other people money too. But thank you very much, Elon. I appreciate the donation. DC, $5. I'm buying my first home at 35 years. How much would you spend on furniture? Oh, let me help you out, D. I'm gonna save you your $5. I'm gonna save you way more than your $5. All right, look. I'm gonna help you in more ways you can imagine. This is the best $5 you ever spent. It's hard to stay under 5,000 thoughts. My monthly payment is a weekly pay. Thank you. All right. First, if you're on a budget, you don't need furniture. All right. You don't need furniture. You just need a bed, maybe a couch, right? So Goodwill is your first stop if you just need furniture. Okay. Make sure it doesn't have lice and all that other stuff. But if you have a budget to buy, Walmart.com, they right there. Just go to Walmart.com. Or you could go Wayfair, they're a little bit more expensive, but the main thing is Walmart.com. And you do not buy from a furniture store. You do not waste your time shopping in person. And the reason why is I've done this now, and I didn't really waste too much time, but we need furniture. Let's go to the furniture store and see what's out there. And what you realize is the furniture store only has so much room. Therefore, it only has so much selection. And there's some cool things I saw at some furniture stores. But I'm wasting my time at furniture stores. I got some ideas, but at the end of the day, I think I went to 3 furniture stores in the Rapid City area because there's not that many. And I think I only bought 1 thing from a furniture store. No, 2 things. I got a lamp because it was discount. Everything else came online. And the reason why is because once you have an idea, once you got the concept down, there is so much more furniture for a fraction of the cost online. So I kind of went with a combination log cabin / mid-century modern, like an updated log cabin. You got to get the idea first of what you want. And then what you do is you go online and you look for the furniture, and it should take you hours. Find the furniture that fits your motif, your theme, and see if you can't find it on Walmart.com. Because, man, they got some dirt cheap furniture. The other thing is I'm going to assume you don't have kids and not going to be running around and bumping shit. I mean, unless you're jumping on the couch ain't going to fall apart. And so take the time now to figure out what kind of theme you want. And that might be going online and looking at different themes. If there's an IKEA nearby you, I would walk through the IKEA. Never buy anything from IKEA. We don't have it there, yeah. Just get some ideas. Go find it online for a fraction of the cost. Typically Walmart, they're not always. And slowly then start building your furnishing your house. I was able to furnish my house for under $4,000, and I have, well, kind of 2 floors. It although I did just save a couch. We have this couch that was a hand-me-down. It's a great couch though, so we saved that. Your game room, if you have one, or man cave, you don't need a fancy couch unless that's the theme. You just need a comfy couch. But yeah, you should be able to do it for under $4,000, easy. Unless you got some big ass house, which is going to take you some time. But first, figure out what you want. Second, then go look around, see what you could find online. Third, it's probably going to be Walmart. If you want to drop the extra money, you can do Wayfair or something like that. And you should be able to have it mailed in and decorate your place. The other thing I'm going to say is, because you're going online, make sure you measure twice and cut once. Get the dimensions. Go grab your good friend, the tape measure, and grab some painter's tape and put it out. There's a couch. It says it's 2 feet by 8 feet by 3 feet. Put that out on the ground. Say, oh, is this big enough? Is that small enough? Here's a coffee table. It's these dimensions. Put the tape on the ground. It's like, is that too much? Too little? Do I got enough space to walk around? It really is like painting. You got to get everything prepped, know what you're doing, and then buying the furniture should be quick. And then the other thing I would do is you're starting with your furniture, right? Because I had a new house, I had to pick colors. Before you start picking furniture, ask yourself right now, am I okay with the colors on the wall and the trim? Because if you're not, and you're going to plan to paint later, the furniture you get now that goes with the color on the walls now ain't going to go when you change it a different color. So ask yourself, do I like the colors on my wall? I do? Fine. Now move on to furniture. Once you figure out the color of the walls and the trim, say, okay, what furniture on the ground is going to go well with this? If you need like down to up, what ground? Do I want a rug? What kind of rug do I want? Okay, what furniture goes with this rug? All right. Now we go up higher. What kind of lamps and lighting do I want? And then the last thing you say, okay, now that I got the furniture all laid out and everything and the rug, what kind of art do I want on my walls? And that you can kind of take your time because you don't want to rush your art. You're kind of like, maybe I'll get this type of art. Or like, oh, wow, look at, oh, that's great. I'd love to see that. No, I want some, I don't know, cowboys playing poker. You go search the internet image cowboys playing poker. Hell, nowadays with AI, maybe you can kind of create whatever art you want. But yeah, Walmart.com. That's what I would do. Ken Rose, $10. He says, hello. Hello, Ken. And he says a little Christmas tree. Merry Christmas, Ken. Shark Tawes. Hey, the man, the legend. Everyone subscribe to his channel. Merry Christmas, old man. Glad you enjoyed Primal. And I am at 11. Oh, you're 11,000. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, check out his channel if you guys just want to play it in the background. Not to say you wouldn't want to listen to the man, but you want a nice, relaxing podcast to listen to right before you go to bed. Tune into that. Razor Power. Hello, Razor Power. $10. I think my favorite episode was the Monkey King City or whatever fight. There was a lot of monkey fights. There was the where the monkeys were duking it out and then he took the drugs and he became super powerful. There was the scared monkeys who were hiding from the flying bats. There were more humans where they were using the magical humans with the green magic. I don't know, those were really monkeys. Nonstop Dre, $2. How much for you to review One Piece? Oh God, I wouldn't do it. No, I wouldn't do it. I try to watch One Piece a little bit. And I'm like, nope. I don't have the time. It's the problem with movies, especially series. You don't have the time. Ken Rose, $2. Christmas and thumbs up, or Santa and thumbs up. Thank you. Wisda, $5. Just completed my annual Christmas viewing of Die Hard. Thank you, Wisda. Dre, get on that. Never gets old. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Tis Christmas, Theo. Tis time of miracles. Clay. Bill Clay. Oh, you're all missing out if you haven't seen. I'm sorry. I truly am sorry for all of you who have not seen Die Hard. I went to the coffee store today because they were open. I got my froofy as fuck coffee because I'm a soft little man now. And the gal says, she literally said, where is that? I said, where's what? Like the plaza, what's on your shirt? I'm like, technically it's in LA. It's the Fox Media building. It's a real build. Obviously they filmed it. She's like, oh, was there a party there? I'm like, it's from the movie Die Hard. I'm like, have you seen it? She's like, oh no. I'm like, talk to anyone here that you're working with and ask them if you should see Die Hard. No one under 40. Don't trust anyone over 30, dude. Yeah, I don't trust anyone under 40. Or Dre. Dre, I don't trust you. Until you see Die Hard, I don't trust you. Come on, Jay. That'd be a great Christmas tradition for you if you haven't seen it. God, I should see if Marcus has seen it yet. Dre, $5. It would have been hilarious if you sent 50 $10 super chats instead of 500 back to back just to troll. Remember, gents, donate Cappy's book to libraries. Well, you've probably over the years, you probably donated $10 million with your $1 million, $2 super chats. Yeah, 500. Let's not waste the money. There's other things you could. I mean, anything really over $100. Email the guy, say, I'd like to give you $100. What's your PayPal or your Venmo? There's no reason to give YouTube 30%. Wisda, $2. Also, Merry Christmas, Cult of Cappy. Yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone here in our cult. Wisda again, $2. I'm sorry you have bad taste in play. I'm sorry you have bad taste in black friends. Me too. I don't exactly have 100% control who comes in here or not, you know? I had some friends visiting. They flew out yesterday. husband, wife. Of course, you can't pick on the wife. The wife is nice. But the guy, you could pick on him all day. And he's giving me shit and say, all I want for Christmas is some new friends. And they all laugh. Yeah, if I ever make millions of dollars, I'm going to go buy some new friends. That's what I'm going to do. Get rid of you guys. Dre, $2. I'll rewatch Man on Fire for you. It's one of my top 10. It's a great movie. Don't get me wrong. I'm afraid you have no more time. It's a great movie. You still got to see Die Hard. This is like, yeah, Cappy, but I like pizza. Great. You've had pizza, but you've never had ice cream. What are you doing? Dre, $2. If Die Hard is so good, how come I haven't seen it? Because you were raised wrong. Because it's just your teachers didn't love you. Nope. Of course, your teachers never showed you Die Hard. I don't know how you never saw it. It's like saying it's like you never went to the movie theaters, or you never ate at a KFC, or you never ate a Taco Bell late at night after partying and drinking. Like, there are standard things you just do in America, regardless of where you're from or how you were raised or how bad your teachers were. That's like saying you've never driven on the interstate. You just go watch it, Trey. Trust you me on this. Go watch it. All right. Thank you all kindly very much for the super chats, especially Elon. Do check it out. Do subscribe. Hey, let's make it a Merry Christmas. We got 100 of you guys tuning in. Go subscribe to Shark Taw's channel. I'll have it linked down below, but I'm sure you can see it or search it. We'll see you guys later. Going, hang on. I know how you guys are. Yep, good. All right. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.